Hi, I'm Edjo Wheeler. The metal people are mine. Most of the questions I get are about how they're made, and they're not cast. They're made out of a mild steel rod. So I start off with the skeleton. So I have like the femur, the tibia, the fibia, and all the major bones are connected by dinner rod. So once the whole thing is sort of roughed in, it's just like a action figure. And then I can pose it in the position that I want. And then the tendons are added in, and that kind of blocks the figure into position. And then I add in rods, muscle by muscle. So if you look closely, you'll see her ribs are just rods that have been ground down. So then it looks a little too anatomical at that point, because you can see all the different lines of the muscle. And then I fill weld it in, which takes forever and a lot of welding gas. And then I grind it down and polish it, which takes even longer. So that's sort of the technique. And both of these pieces on display today are about capturing feminine power, which is something I want to bring more into my work. So that's what these pieces are about. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me.
And I like the breaking the chain.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate that very much.
Yes.
You don't polish it by hand.
Oh God, no. So, some of the detail work are done with files, but besides that, it's all heavy-duty power tools.
Oh my goodness.
Born from fire.
Can I ask what inspired this kind of turn into exploring feminine power? What in your, maybe it's too much of a personal question, but what in your life is having this come out in your art?
Are you married?
I am not married. Is this some kind
That's why.
of, if you have a couch, maybe we can get some kind of Freud thing. Start talking about my mother. No, I don't think there's enough balance, and that's where it comes from. I think that there's too much of a lean, whether it be in Western culture, the United States, my own personal life, there's too much of a lean towards the masculine, and I think there needs to be more of a balance. When it comes to my own work, specifically with this type of sculpture, with the welding, it's very cognitive, which I consider to be masculine. And now that I'm starting to develop my technique and get to that point of freedom, that's time for the feminine to take over. And I want it to be driven by emotion. I want it to be free. And it's hard to do that when it's so technical. I admire painters, because if you have like this burst of energy, you can just start, splashing paint around. And like, I want to do that with the metal, but it's kind of hard to do. So I think the more I move towards the feminine, the more free I feel.
You need to become famous enough to have a fabricator do all of the work, or you just...
Well, where's the fun in that, right? I mean, it's sort of the same thing as doing it in clay or plaster, handing it over to a caster to do a mold and pour metal into it. I'm not into that. My fingerprints, my blood, my skin is on every single one of these.
And your burns.
My burns, actually. So anyway, if you have any questions, feel free to pull me aside.
I applaud the political, philosophical view that you're asserting with your work, which is very progressive.
Thank you. I
Which is
appreciate
a filthy
that.
word outside of New York City. But,
Progressive, you're progressive.
Thank you very much.
Good work.